Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fintech Show. On this episode, we look at two different Canadian companies. One, Wealthsimple, handles wealth management and changes it like never before. The other, Trulioo, looks at customers in a completely new way. First off, let's remind ourselves what both of these companies do.
So Trulioo is a global identity verification service. We provide KYC, AML, and other identity verification services in over 100 countries today. We do this by leveraging hundreds and hundreds of reliable data partners all over the world in a seamless service, frictionless, a single API that anyone can connect to in the world.
What makes Wealthsimple really different to your typical wealth management company?
When you boil it down to one or two factors, it's really the combination of technology and human. We combine the best of both. We use technology to make investing accessible, very simple, very intuitive, providing the best user experience for clients to get started. It takes minutes, not days or hours, to open a Wealthsimple account and become a funded client. At the same time, every one of our clients, no matter how little or how much they invest, has access to a qualified human investment advisor. And it is that combination that we think is very, very powerful and works extremely well.
Both companies gave us their lowdown on the wealth management industry, its ups and its downs. So what has been changing in the investment industry over the last couple of years?
A lot has changed. The financial crisis has certainly changed the way the financial services industry works globally. We've seen a lot of regulation come in, whether that's RDR, pension freedom. And we've seen a lot of players that have come into the space as a result of that have much more of a consumer-focused approach. Following the crisis, consumers have increasingly lost credibility and trust in large financial institutions. They've been let down by them, and newer players are coming in with a renewed focus on the consumer and transparency. People would like to know today who they're paying, what they're paying for, and how much they're paying. And that's very, very important. The other change is technology, without a doubt. People expect in today's world to manage their finances on their app or online, similar to how they would order groceries online or hail a ride. And that's just the reality. And technology can go a long way in addressing that.
I want to talk a little bit about the wealth tech and the investment industry.
Yeah.
Where do you see that heading? Because that's something that has often been quite heavily regulated, particularly from a reporting side of things.
Well, we're seeing a lot of innovation in that field, like we are in many others. And I myself just signed up for an online investment account just last week, so I'm part of the community. And what we're seeing is just easier access for consumers to register, to have certain types of accounts that were either prohibited before or just not easily attainable for individuals to do online. And that's going to continue. And a big barrier for those organizations that we've seen is around the identity verification and the account creation process in and of itself. They are absolutely an online first, a mobile first customer vertical. And so we deploy our tools alongside with them to ensure that they don't have to sacrifice any of the due diligence, any of the security, any of the privacy of the information, but still have all of that great access tools that they provide to their client base.
Let's talk a little bit about financial inclusion of a variety of products. How do you enable, from a RegTech perspective, organizations to include everyone in the sorts of products that are available, whether it be a short-term loan or whether it even be something as simple as a current account?
Financial inclusion is very important to us at Trulioo. It's one of our missions here. Identity verification in hard-to-reach markets is a huge challenge. So individuals can't just sign up for a bank account or can't just make a payment like you could in some other countries that we're more familiar with. And it's important for us to allow them to join the global economy and the online economy. So our approach to that is very specific. And we go out individually to those markets and partner with organizations that can provide and build off identity verification tools that allow our customers to then access it after the fact. So Trulioo acts as a catalyst not only to businesses that want to launch their services in those hard to reach markets, but also from an inclusion perspective to allow the billion plus of unbanked or underbanked individuals access to the online economy through our identity verification platform.
So you really enable a big variety of companies to obviously adhere to regulations so that they can help include and offer products to people that wouldn't often get them.
Absolutely. Enablement is key. So we're often in a market before the service or the client is even there themselves. And we do that to try and engage those markets, ensure that those demographics can have access, and provide the foundation so that the economy and the market for services such as payments, new banks, and the rest can launch there to begin with.
Next up, we spoke with both companies to see what some of the issues and opportunities there are when it comes to knowing your customer better. So, can you tell me about your typical customer then?
So we don't really have a typical customer. We cater to a whole variety of clients, both from a demographic perspective and other aspects. Our youngest client is just born through a junior ISA type offering. Our oldest client in Canada is 103 years old. Increasingly, we've got clients that are being referred to by their children or even grandchildren. So we cater to a very wide variety of demographics. Having said that, around 85% of our clients are aged 45 years and below. 1 in 4 clients is a first-time investor. So that just goes to show the diversity of clients that we cater, and we've introduced new products, our Wealthsimple Black offering, our Generation offering, to make sure that we cover and meet the needs and requirements of different clients.
So how do you provide your customers with these low fees?
It's really, the secret is in technology. We use technology to build scalable, largely automated systems, and we can pass on the savings that come from that back to our clients. We also invest in low-cost portfolios, ETFs and index funds to make sure that the investment product that we offer are affordable to our clients.
How can companies ensure that they're applying the best practices to prevent these bad actors, both in the long and short term?
It's an important question because at the end of the day, that's always changing as well. You need to stay one step ahead of the bad actors who are using your service. And we see it quite often where a new technology is launched and the first individuals to experiment are the ones you actually don't want. So I think there's a dual approach. You need to layer in your strategy. And what I mean by that is it's not a point solution. It's not a single technology. It's not a single process. You need a workflow that complements various stages depending on the user that you're onboarding. We've taken the approach to provide a marketplace so that you can access a variety of different tools and services within the same technology suite to take that into effect in and of itself. And then again, you must be constantly reviewing your user base to ensure that if something changes in the environment or changes with your solution, that you can then apply the appropriate safeguard along with that change in the environment. So at the end of the day, applying multiple tools and constantly reviewing is your best bet to help stop those bad actors from entering your system.
I think you sort of hit the nail on the head there. There isn't one magic bullet. It is a variety of, it comes down to ecosystem. It's having a variety of tools at your disposal to stop this.
Absolutely. And it's hard to do that. And there are many different regulatory technology solutions that can help. And so what Trulioo attempts to do and what we provide for our customers is that partnership model, where we want to provide a variety of solutions because it isn't one size fits all, but it has to be easily applicable and easily deployable for customers, everyone from a bank to a startup to everybody in between.
Finally, we asked both of them about their views on the wealth management industry and where it's going in the future. So an increasingly digital future, where do you see the future of wealth management going?
It's a good question. I get that question all the time. And I think it's not that exciting. There's going to be more technology. I think the line between traditional players and so-called robo-advisors is increasingly becoming blurred or non-existent. Everyone will use technology, both the newer players as well as the incumbents. So I think that distinction is increasingly relevant. What is important is that the client increasingly expects to do things digitally, whether that's online or using their smartphones. And I think that's a reality that the industry is increasingly facing, whether that's new players coming in with a tech-first approach or older, more traditional players trying to catch up and using technology to sort of renew some of their systems and the way they have dealt with clients historically.
You mentioned that you've obviously signed up to one yourself. Do you think that that's the future of the industry, these kind of digital first, aiming for kind of the younger generations?
Well, I think it's definitely becoming a larger segment, and it's absolutely a growing market. The younger generation, they are absolutely digital first, mobile first. And so we need to satisfy those, that market, that segment, and make sure that they have the same access that others do. What we're seeing as well is the more traditional players trying to offer similar types of strategies and similar types of solutions. So I think we're going to keep seeing that. From a consumer's perspective, availability is key and competition is important. So having access to a variety of suites of tools and services in these new types of account and investments is exciting.
Thanks for watching, and catch you next time on the next episode of the Fintech Show.